What is good, YouTube? Coming to y'all with an analysis breakdown. One thing about Kevin Love is that he love his right hook. Deep post position is what he usually aims for, and is really unstoppable as it's close to the glass. He can use the glass or the rim as protection because he can go up quick, and he can also put his shoulder in you to stun you a little bit. Another thing about Kevin Love, he is a three-level scorer, but he prefers to attack in the paint with offensive rebounds too. He's one of the best rebounders of this decade at the power forward position or the inside, which is the big man, and he sets excellent screens for his teammates, and it also helps him out with mismatches. And all he has to do is get the ball and score with deep post position because you're not that far and you're 6'10" and you're tall. You can literally jump above the rim and your arms can literally just guide the ball into the basket sometimes, as you've seen right there. But this guy boxes out. He plays the game the right way. He goes for and ones. He goes for strength plays. He doesn't shy from contact that much, and he's essential to the archetype of the big man as power forwards. And he can play a little center, but he wants the ball. He's always grabbing for it. He's always reaching for it. He's always maneuvering. He's always putting himself in a position to where he can be a weapon even if he doesn't have the ball. And if you don't pay attention to Kevin Love, he can beat you off the dribble and take you all the way to the basket because most guys that guard him are slow footed. So he can take advantage of that as he's a mobile big. And you can just see him getting all the way to the basket without even getting bumped or touched or even contested because he makes his move quick and he's very decisive of what he's wanting to do. And he can even catch you slipping or catch you being a little lazy and even get an and one off of that. And I feel like that's essential to being a high three-level scorer type of guy in the NBA. If you can score in the paint and you can score in the mid range and you can shoot your free throws and you can also shoot fadeaways over guys if you need to, but you rather have the hook because it's closer to the basket, you can see that this guy had it all and he still has enough to really contribute to any team that he can be a part of. And this guy can shoot the three ball. He can shoot deep and he can shoot, set feet threes, contested threes. If you come and rotate a little late, he doesn't hesitate. He still believes in his follow through and he believes that he can knock that shot down. And that's essential to team, spacing is and he can do that his whole entire career. And you see a contested one right there. And the guy just was in, wow, I can't believe the guy just made that shot over me. And that's something that he's been doing basically his whole career in the NBA. And his passing, if you can score and you can rebound and you can pass, that's a superstar. Well, we looked at him like that in Cleveland and Minnesota when he was in his 20. He had the speed and the quickness, and he had the touch. If you can do the touch around the rim and you can do the touch around the mid range, you definitely can rub off on your teammates, and that can get their confidence going. And then the passing just allows that soft finesse touch to get your opponent off with the pass, and but then they realize they left somebody open, and then he's making passes all over the court just to make it. And then this is a full length pass, softly delivered to a guy that was open, and he picks apart your defense as a point forward because his guy is always paying attention to him because he's at the 3 point line or he's at the mid range line or he's setting the screen, and next he's passing to a backdoor cut, he's passing to a shooter, or he's doing high low passing as you've seen in those last couple clips, and that gives his teammate easy buckets and it roars them up and it makes them feel good. And this is something he's been doing his entire career, and just a fabulous player to watch, and just a enormous player that knows how to use size and strength and speed and quickness and finesse to his advantage and really brings the best out of his teammates. Guys love playing with him. He plays hard. He brings a lot of motor. He brings a lot of fight, and he brings a lot of knowledge and IQ to the game to simplify it for his teammates and just make their job easier. I think that was a huge pickup for Miami to get a guy that's just going to say, I want to hit a three, I'm going to post up, I'm going to get extra effort on the rebounds, and I'm just going to make shots when I'm open, and I'm just going to stand out the way. And they ended up going on a final run because of his screen setting and his ability to have attention to detail and his ability to knock down shots. And guys just don't see it coming because he's a guy you might think he's a little slow, he's a little washed, but you know where to be at and you know the areas that you should be at. You can use that as an advantage for yourself or teammates just by being a playmaker. And that's something that he really is excellent at his entire career. So I don't really have much to say besides this guy played in the finals. This guy won a championship. This guy was a superstar in Minnesota, getting triple doubles, double doubles, going for 30, going for 40, going for 50. He done seen it. He done it. And now he's just aging gracefully and still making an impact, and a high impact at that, and numbers just don't matter at this point. It's just about, can you help your team become better? Can you help them play better? And the answer with Kevin Love is usually yes. And now you see a lot more of that since Cleveland and on, that he can be a difference maker, even just as a guy that can just put his hands up and pay attention to where to send the ball to another defender, because his biggest criticism was his shape and his defense coming out of UCLA. And the shape didn't really bother him in the NBA. He was dominant, especially in Minnesota and Cleveland, as he made All-Star, All-NBA teams. And there's nothing you can really say about the Miami run, but he helped them. They needed a guy like him for those particular reasons, and he brought it, and they ended up, doing well in that cheap deal. Other than that, Quinn Wade basketball, coming to you with basketball analysis and a breakdown on Kevin Love. Hope you guys enjoyed the day, and see you guys later today.